Hey everyone, my name is Slender, and the footage that I'm going to show you guys right now, this stunning footage, is going to blow your minds. And if it doesn't, something's wrong with you. So, this technology in this game, Ashes of Creation, these weather effects, these dynamic seasons and changes are they're going to revolutionize and probably set the new standard in gaming. And one thing that I want you guys to remember as you're watching this footage is the fact that this is going to be in an MMO. This is not a single player game. Normally, to see this type of stuff, well, I've never seen this type of stuff before, but normally, this kind of quality is only found in single player games, but this is an MMO, massively multiplayer online. And it's just crazy. So, enjoy the show, and I hope you guys get as excited as I am about this game because it is simply stunning. Wow. So, if you aren't a little bit teary eyed and maybe a little bit emotional about what you just saw, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, the snow dust coming off the bear when he shakes it off, the detail in these amazing looking creatures, playing around, rolling in the dirt, the tree dying at the end due to the season changes. I mean, just everything is it's just crazy. I'm at a loss for words. I've never seen this kind of detail in a game before, as far as the weather goes. And the crazy thing is, this is just one aspect of the game that's going to be amazing. And like I said before, I think it's truly going to revolutionize. And games after this are going to have to follow suit. This is going to set the new standard for probably more than one aspect of the game, but definitely for the weather systems and the season systems that they put in place. It is just unbelievable. Now, this is this footage that I got is from a live stream with Steve Sheriff, the creator. And it's over an hour long, like an hour and a half long. So basically what I did is I just took everything, all the good stuff, and I basically just consolidated it into a much, much shorter video so that, for some of you guys that don't have time to sit there and watch an hour and a half, even though it's great information, I hope this helps you guys, get a feel for the game and some of the amazing systems that we have, to look forward to. It is just crazy. It's incredible. So if you guys do want to see the full, live stream, they do go into, in very great detail about how they do this, what to expect, what you're watching. And, if you want to check all that out, I'll put the link for this full video in the description. But for now, here's a shortened down version of the things that I think are, the standout points and the great things that I took notice of when watching this. So I hope you enjoy it. So one thing you'll notice about this video, or throughout watching the video, is you're not just seeing weather effects and events. I mean, if nothing else, that alone would be amazing, with what we're watching here. But you're going to actually see changing seasons. Everything about this system is dynamic in every way, shape, or form, and in different ways too. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about and how all this is going to affect the gameplay, for example, you're going to have, a farm, you're going to be harvesting crops, and you're going to have to harvest those crops before the winter comes, for example, because the crops are going to end up dying. There's going to be snow covering everything. So that's just one of many ways that this is going to, affect the gameplay and affect what you're doing. And, you're going to have to manage your time as these seasons change from summer to fall to winter, and all that stuff. It's crazy. And the reason all this looks so great is because some of these guys, or at least one of the guys that is working with the weather systems and the season systems, actually is, a professional or professionally goes out and records and watches weather just on the side, doing what he loves. And he's pouring that into this game. And that's one of the reasons, they're passionate about this stuff. And that's how and why this stuff is going to end up being so amazing. I mean, it already is. And the crazy thing is, this is still in early development, like super early development. This is not polished. This is still an ongoing, project, and they're not even done. That's the crazy thing. They're not even done with this system. As you watch this video, you're going to see that not only does the environment change, and the foliage and the trees and the leaves, being removed from the trees as they're dying and the seasons changing, but the animals even change with the different, not weather, but with the different seasons. You're going to have weather changing all the time, and different biomes are going to be in different seasons and different weather patterns and stuff. But the animals, like you'll see in the video, when it's springtime or when it's fall, they have a certain color to them. And then as the season progresses, the animals' coats are going to change, their colors are going to change, and help them camouflage themselves, with the surrounding area. Like these animals are going to be changing from like greenish, brownish colors to whitish, bluish colors as the snow comes in. The flowers, the flora are going to change color. They're going to bloom in certain seasons. They're going to decay as winter comes in and the seasons change. Like I said before, absolutely everything about this is dynamic and is going to react based on actual, not just time, but based on character actions as well. So in the earlier video that I did, where we take kind of like a first glance at the game and I explain some of the systems and nodes and how they're gonna be changes based on character actions, the same thing's true about the weather. So weather and seasons will affect even character skills and abilities, crops and farming, gathering. Certain crops are gonna be available to gather and accumulate as the different seasons change. These flowers or these types of materials aren't going to be available in winter, and vice versa too. There may be, crops and plants that are only available in the winter and not in spring. So it's going to be really, really realistic, but at the same time, this is going to be a fantasy world. So, not realistic in that sense, but realistic in the sense that, just certain things aren't going to be available in winter, obviously. The weather and the seasons are also going to affect vehicles, mounts, the ability to move certain ways, ships, creatures. There's going to be certain creatures that you'll find in the winter that you may not find, in the summer. The player and targeting systems are going to change. The hitboxes, the AoE, radius, and the aggro range and stuff like that is going to be changing as well. So if it's really, if you're in a really wide open field and it's summertime and the visibility is amazing, the aggro range may be a lot better for animals and creatures, and they might run off a lot further away from you. But as the weather changes and it starts storming and raining, your visibility is going to be reduced, but so is the animals. They're not going to be able to see you from as far away because you've got all these obstructions and fog and rain and visibility issues. It's going to be awesome. So the main takeaway here is, the weather and seasons aren't just going to have visual effects like all the other games, but they're going to have all kinds of different effects. And another thing I want you to keep in mind that this is just one aspect of the game that's pretty much going to blow all the other game systems out of the water. Just imagine what else this game is going to have in store for us. Another great thing about these seasonal changes is it's not just going to be affected by time, but also different events and different triggers. So, for example, summer may stay longer if you don't deal with the dragon. These nodes and weather is going to be affected by player actions. So it's going to be super, super immersive. So on top of the visual changes that you're going to see as these things progress and time progresses and seasons change, there's also going to be sound changes. As the snow goes away, when you're walking through the snow, you're going to hear that crunching sound. And as it starts raining, the ground's actually going to get wet. There's going to be changes in sound in your footsteps. Instead of a crunchy snow sound, you're going to have a kind of a sloshy sound to it when you're walking through the mud and when you're walking on dry dirt. It's awesome. And another crazy thing is the weather is going to have an impact on even the economy. That's how much depth and detail is going to be put into this game. So for example, when it snows, some of your trade routes and passages and paths are going to be blocked by the accumulation of snow or ice and will only open up during the summer when everything melts away. So you're going to have to find different trade routes, and certain commodities, if you will be available during the summer but not the winter. So it's going to have a big impact on the economy as well. It's insane. So you're going to see in this demonstration that the topography of the land is actually going to have an impact. So there's going to be low spots and high spots in the ground, and in the low spots, when it starts raining, you're going to see puddles accumulate, or in high spots you're going to see snow accumulate and make these big mounds of snow. There's even one spot in this video, this demonstration, where there's a doorway that's covered up by the ice accumulation, and as they show you in this demonstration, they fast forward time really fast, and it's gonna cause the ice to melt away and actually reveal that doorway, and there's actually a secret in there. Talk about immersion. It's gonna be nuts. And I may have mentioned this already earlier in the video, but the crazy thing is, this isn't even polished. It's not even complete. And all this stuff added together, like you're gonna have player collision that's going to affect the foliage around you. So as you're running through a field, you'll see the bushes move. I mean, they already have that in other games, but it's just another, I always talk about small details, and these small details really add up. And with all this put together, this game is going to actually have a real sense of discovery and adventure. I mean, finally, the static biomes in other games where, you've got your snow area, you've got your summer area, it never changes. It's static. All this is dynamic, and I cannot wait to just, even if somebody mentioned in one of the comments, with the first video that I made about AOC, and they said, I'm not sold on this game until I see the combat. I'll tell you what, even if the combat sucks, which I highly doubt it will, the level of detail they're putting into all these systems and just the weather alone and the seasons, I can't imagine the combat being bad or being a failure. But even, hypothetically, if it sucks, I would still play this game just to experience the open world and the sense of adventure and discovering secrets and, you know, the discovery. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. So I don't want to, you know, take up too much of your time. I'm actually going to wrap up the video here. I just wanted to show you all the things that stood out for me and all these amazing details that we have, you know, to look forward to. So like I said before, if you are interested in this game remotely and you want to get the latest updates, the latest information, and don't have the time to follow their live streams and, you know, Twitter account and this and that, I'm going to do all that for you. You know, like and subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and you guys will get some great news and updates as the development process continues. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Slender. You guys all have a great day.